Hey guys, I'm Dale, and you're watching the Factoid. English. It's a weird language. Whether it be because of its awkward pronunciations or its spelling, thanks England. Even though that hasn't stopped the United States from conjuring up our own spellings for words. America! Yeah, fist bump in America. Though, as with all languages, there are words that don't simply rhyme with anything. And I like to call them the words that don't rhyme with anything. Though before I back up and continue this video, I just want to say that someone should make a word that represents the words that don't rhyme with anything, and in itself, doesn't rhyme anything. Somebody right now, you get Merriam-Webster and Oxford Dictionary on the phone. Now, do it. Go, do it. But with that said, there are words within the English language that are said to not have anything that rhyme with them, and that is just flat out wrong. And ironically, those are typically the most famous ones. Now let's start off with the queen of all words that supposedly doesn't rhyme with anything. Orange. Joke's on anybody who likes to pull that card out, because there are actually two words that rhyme with orange. The first one being Blorange. Now Blorange is a place within Wales, the United Kingdom. Being that it's a place, technically making it a noun, and it even has a famous horse buried there named Foxhunter, it technically can be considered a word that rhymes with orange. The second one is a last name, or a surname if you're British. And the surname is Gorringe. Now Gorringe is a last name, and technically it's existed for quite a while. The next one is the prince, I guess if that one was a queen, of all words that rhyme with anything, and that is purple. Now purple actually has two words that rhyme with it. Not like the ones that were in orange, because those can make people feel a little iffy, but these ones you can really feel comfortable in knowing that they're actual words. Now the first one is purple. Now I've been kind of getting a few definitions of the word itself, but I've gotten two, and it's like the end of a donkey or a horse. And I've also gotten that it's the understrap of a saddle that keeps it from going like forward and backward. It's like, I'll show a picture right here. And being so, it is a kerple. It's a strap that's underneath. So that's kerple. The second one is herple. Now, these are kind of funny sounding. But herple is when you are like dragging along one leg while kind of hopping with the other. You're herpling along? Herpling? Herple? That kid's got a herple. There you go, that kid's got a herple. There's also slang for nurple, but I don't really consider that. If you don't know what a nurple is, then you probably don't want to find out physically. Now, another one that's kind of popular is silver. Silver actually has one word, and it's more of an Old English word and Scottish. It kind of has its roots in a few areas, but it's actually chilver. A chilver is a female lamb. Another sort of popular one is circle, and the word that rhymes with circle is herkle. Herkle is simply like retracting your limbs like quickly. I think it's either all your limbs or a single limb. I don't know, because I'm getting a few different definitions since this is not a word typically used. But it's really when you just like retract. Like if someone's gonna herkle, they're gonna bring themselves in. So that's a fun time, yeah. Another one that's kind of popular is plankton, and this one is kind of like the orange incident where it's a name of a tribe. Actually, the Nakota Sioux, because there's like Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and they're the Sioux Native Americans that were typically around the Missouri River area, and they were called the Yankton, which was a tribal name, so Yankton and plankton. Another semi-popular one is toilet, and there is one that rhymes with toilet. It's called oilet. See, they don't sound creative when you rhyme it, but it's a legitimate word. The word oilet comes from the French, and it's basically like a hole that kind of gets narrow at the end, or it's like a window. Think of like an old window in a castle, which it kind of like has like a long distance before you get to the end. But in the end, it has like a little area that's much thinner that you could shoot an arrow out of, but it would be much harder for someone outside to shoot an arrow in. That's an oilet. And another really interesting one that I want to add, I don't hear it often, but I was thinking about it to myself when I heard it, was chaos. And there's a word that rhymes with chaos, and it's naos. Now a naos, which is kind of becoming obsolete to a word that you probably still never heard of, called Sella. And it's the inter sanctum of like a temple. It is typically oriented towards Greeks and Egyptian temples, where it's kind of like the center area. But there are also Byzantine architecture. If you know what the Byzantines are, I'll just give a picture right here of like a giant Byzantine church, the Hagia Sophia. And the center area is typically called a naos, so that's kind of cool. Now, there are actual words that don't rhyme with anything, but you don't really hear people talk about them. So here's some fire for that gun, some ammunition for that gun. Here we go. Yeah. Just go with it. Wolf doesn't have anything that rhymes with it. Neither does bulb or wolves. 6 doesn't have anything that rhymes with it, and depth. And sandwich doesn't have anything that rhymes with it either. Elbow doesn't have anything. Engine doesn't have anything, and olive doesn't have anything. So if there are, they are extremely vague, and I've given you guys some vague examples, but I have at least spread some light on the fact that there are words that do have things that rhyme with them. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay in tune. I plan on doing a much more in-depth talk about actual history and stuff, but I thought this would be fun since it just piqued my interest after hearing some things about it. So other than that, thank you for watching. I'm Dale, and this is the Factoid. You have a good one. This is Meerkat. You're beating a kid and he's gonna hurkle. A chilver is a baby female lamb. I don't know why I say baby, because a lamb is a baby. English. It's a weird language. Choking on a nut. Ooh. Let's do this again.